So good evening everyone, welcome back again in another weekly market outlook. Hope you are good, doing well, enjoying your week and doing trading. All right, so let's look at the website and then we're going to look at the market for this week. So if anyone want to join us looking for group membership or one-on-one training, just simply go to tracktradingacademy.com, check levels. All right, so check membership levels. So there is group membership and one-on-one training. So if you're looking for one-on-one training, you can fill that form and send that form to me for further information. All right. So we'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So if you're looking for social sites where you can follow me for trade setups, updates, and for ideas, just follow me on Trading View. All right. So go to Trading View and check Wave Trader. So you can get all these links from my signature box. Website, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Slack group, and Telegram. All right, now let's move on to the weekly market outlook for this week. So we are having, strong buy on Nasdaq 100 index. So let's look at the Nasdaq 100 index first, and then we're going to look at the others. So we are having a very strong buy on the Nasdaq 100 index. All right, so it is just going one way, very aggressively, just rising. All right, so we are having very strong buy on the Nasdaq 100 index, no stoppage at all. It's just going into one way. All right, so it's forming a bubble on the US tech. All right, so US tech is forming bubble. US tech stock is just rising very aggressively. All right, so if we look at the Facebook, it's just rising one way. All right, so it's rising very aggressively for upside. If we look at the Apple, just one way direction. All right, so Apple is also rising very aggressively. If we look at the Netflix, it is rising very aggressively since last 3 weeks. All right, so we are having very strong aggressive move on the US tech. So Google is also rising, Microsoft is also rising very aggressively, Amazon is just going one way very aggressively, sharp aggressive move for upside. Nvidia is also rising very aggressively, just one way. And there you got the Tesla. Tesla is stronger than any other. All right, so Tesla is stronger than any other. So we are having bubble on the US tech. So the money Fed was printing, the Fed started to print money after March. All right, so if you guys remember that, once we had March and April crash, and then Fed came and then they started to print money. All right, and that money is just coming here, okay, in these companies. Okay, so let's look at this chart. So this is the total cap of the Tesla. So right now it is more than 286 billion. Okay, so just going into one way direction, and that's the rest of the car maker companies. All right, so Tesla is at the top, General Motors, Ford, Fiat, Daimler, and Ferrari, so Honda and Hyundai. So all these. All right, so you can see market cap of all these. So their market cap is below than 44.4 billion. All right, so and the Tesla is just running into one way, just going up more than 286 billion. So this is just creating a very strong, you can say that, a classical bubble. All right, which can burst at any time. All right, so When this is going to burst, this is going to drop the indices. Okay, when we're going to see aggressive sells on the on these high-tech companies, all right, all these high-tech companies, once they're going to stop pushing higher, so we're going to see it drop, and highly likely they're gonna drop very soon because they cannot keep pushing higher. Billions are just coming into these companies and they are just running into one direction. So since last 3 weeks, all right, 1, 2, and this is the third week, so it is just going into a one-way direction. So it cannot keep rising the way it is rising. All right, yes, it can push up for a couple of more, $100. Yeah, it can push up for a couple of more $100, but correction is there. Okay, correction is there, and that's due, and it will come very soon. So that's the important picture which you guys need to keep in your mind. All right, so the US tech companies are forming a bubble, all right, which is ready to burst. Okay, so that's the reason Nasdaq 100 index is stronger than any other index at the moment. All right, now let's look at the currencies first, and then we're going to look at the stock commodities. All right, so if we if we if we look at the Nasdaq 100 index for, okay, just a couple of seconds. So if we're going to look at the Nasdaq 100 index, all right, so Nasdaq 100 index is also rising just into a one-way direction, or you guys can say that it's a vertical move. All right, it's a vertical move from 6,500. It is a vertical move, very aggressive vertical move. Okay, so this is not going to sustain. We need a correction, and correction is just due. And once we're going to have that correction, dollar is going to gain. All right, so safe haven is going to get stronger. All right, currently safe havens are not getting strong. They are struggling against the risk on currencies. Yeah, and this bubble can burst at any time. All right, so it can burst this week, next week, or maybe within next couple of months. All right, but this is going to burst. All right, so dollar gonna gain. All right, so now let's look at the dollar first. Okay, so Nasdaq 100x is also gonna correct then. Right, this correction is due on the Nasdaq 100 index. So dollar index. So dollar index chart is there on the trading view profile. Okay, previous chart. Let's look at. Yeah, I've shown you that previous weekly chart. All right, so already. So you guys have seen that chart. So that back to the trend line. Okay, now the updated chart is this. Okay, so you are looking for dollar index to go back up for another leg higher. Right, another leg higher. All right, so this leg higher. All right, so that leg higher on the updated chart. All right, so another leg to form over there. So how far that leg goes, we'll see. Okay, another leg to go higher. Okay, all the way back to the top, or go within these areas, within the 100 territory. All right, so within that. So on this daily time frame, this flag which is just forming over there, okay, this daily flag, that daily flag to break out and go into that direction. On lower time frame, this 4-hour time frame, this to go higher, okay, from current price, or slightly push lower back to that bottom, okay, go higher. So the best timing to look for dollar to reverse is the ECB rate decision on Thursday. All right, so watch it to rise aggressively during the ECB rate decision. Okay, so price slightly can push lower up to this previous low. So this to bounce off and reverse all the way back to that top, or go into a simple flat formation. Okay, simple flat formation, back to that top. Go into that simple flat formation and then another leg lower and then again get back to the top. $100. Okay, so if I'm gonna look at the clean chart, okay, so this bigger flag to break up for another leg higher. Okay, so there is possibility that we can see that flag formation for another leg lower. Okay, this flat formation for another leg lower. Okay, back to that low and then again buy. So this is our structure. Right, so that's the dollar index. So you look in dollar index to bounce up from the current price and go higher. The euro dollar just reverse that chart. So chart is already there, updated chart. Euro dollar to go down from that trend line or from the current price. All right, and test these previous lows, all right, up to 104 and then go higher. So there is a problem with the inflation in the Europe. So we are having problem everywhere with inflation right now. So we are having deflationary environment. So that can drive the euro again lower back to the previous lows, all right? So euro to go down. Okay, so watch it to this flag to break down during the ECB rate the CM. Okay, that flag to break down for another leg lower during the ECB rate the CM. So euro dollar is currently about to test the previous top. All right, so same analysis like the dollar index. Okay, so this flat formation, okay, this flat formation still can push higher for another leg. So look at that leg back to that top, right, and then drop again. So you look in that structure. So bearish wave. Okay, so price is currently about to tag the previous top. So you look in this trade where the arrow is showing. So you're watching it to fall aggressively on your lower time frame and add on corrections. Okay, watch price action, 15-minute correction, and that's your trade. Okay, so it's the best place to watch the price action for sell on the euro dollar. If test this previous top, okay, so if test that previous top, stay bearish. There is no buy setup on the euro dollar at the current prices. So dollar chief, all right, so dollar chief also go higher, that flag, all right. You got the move, okay, this bigger WXYZ ABCD, whatever you want to call that, okay, ABCDE, triangle, flag, zigzag, or WXYZ, whatever you want to call that. So this to go back up, okay, so that wave back to that top. So on current time frame, we are having some price action. Price trend is still bearish, right, and slowly pushing lower. So we can see aggressive move for upside at any time. So you're looking for flag is already broke out. Okay, so you're looking for this move to happen during this week. All right, so price still can visit that low, all right, or the previous low. So every time when you see that the dollar chief is forming new low or testing the previous low within that bigger ABCD move or within that bigger flag, so stay bullish. All right, this flag to break into that direction. Okay, so what was the bigger wave we were looking for a couple of months ago was the bearish. Okay, that bearish wave. When we were bearish on the dollar chief, everyone was just crying over there, buy, 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 buy. Okay, at these areas, just look at that. I've shown that a couple of times before. Okay, so sell, all these are sells. Okay, so we were selling the dollar chief within all these areas. So now we are having that wave. Okay, May 2019. All right, now dollar chief is not going to stay there where it is right now. Okay, now it is in a big sideways market. against the chief, so it's going to go higher. So if it goes back to these lows, okay, then you're still looking this move to happen, go back up. So this is going to be a big wave again for the upside, and there are going to be plenty of buy opportunities for short term, for short to medium term. So dollar chief to go back up. Dollar CAD bigger time frame analysis is still there. All right, so let's recall that, and let's get back to the bigger time frame analysis first. Okay, so there we are having a correction. Okay, there we are having a correction. So currently we are looking for a flat formation, but we may see flag formation or simple zigzag formation, if you guys remember. I have shown that before as well. Okay, this ABC correction back to these areas up to 40 going to be perfect for sell to the downside. Okay, if not, then simply just go visit that previous low, simple flat formation, go back up and just stay trending to the downside. Okay, that's the bigger picture. So the bigger picture on the weekly time frame is this: we are about to tag that trend line. All right, this 30. So trend line is there at the 30. Okay, so we still can see another leg higher. That's our bigger time frame structure for longer term. All right, so the recent updated chart was the, yeah, was that. Okay, so go up to 30. So on current time frame, dollar CAD is in a sideways market. All right, so if you look at the 4-hour time frame chart, okay, so dollar CAD to drag lower back to the bottom, okay, back to this bottom and one more leg higher, okay, and then continue to keep pushing lower, okay, or break that, okay, break that bottom and keep pushing lower. So this ABC move is already completed over there, okay, and the price is going lower. Okay, this is a correction for more downside. So this flat formation to form during this week. All right, so if price is going to visit that top again, all right, this top again, then stay bearish. Okay, look for the dollar CAD to go down. So this is a risk off trade. Yeah, and as I said, we are looking equities to drop. All right, equities, not equities to drop. All right, so the the high-tech companies which are just rising very aggressively, we are looking them to go for a correction, a deeper correction. Okay, that deeper correction can give us some strength on the dollar. Okay, and we may see deeper correction on the dollar CAD up to 40. All right, so that's a dollar CAD chart. New Zealand dollar, Australian dollar, US dollar to go down to for another leg. So same like the last week analysis. Okay, so this bigger daily correction to break down for another leg lower, okay, and form that ABC move and then continue to go higher or go slightly deeper. So this is very much same like last week. So we are still within a correction on a daily time frame at these areas. So we are looking it to drop for another leg lower, not all the way back to that low. All right, so it is possible that the price can drag lower again up to 55. Yeah, if we are going to see a very sharp sell in the equities again, so we may see strength on the dollar again. But currently there is, fundamentals are not saying that. All right, fundamentals are improving, reopenings, and more money is coming in the market from the central banks. That's driving the prices higher. Okay, if we are going to see another problem, another shock, maybe from the US China side, okay, that can drag the prices lower again. So something is needed which can drag the prices lower. All right, so something is needed. Some fundamental always are developing behind the scene. Okay, they can drag the prices at any time. So you're looking for price action. All right, so that's going to give you a first clue that which way market is going to go. So you're looking for this daily correction to go down, okay, or possible flat formation, same like the dollar index or euro dollar. Okay, so slightly go back to that top and then drag lower. Get back to this area. Okay, so flat formation. So there's going to be a sell setup on the, there is a sell setup on the Australian dollar, US dollar from the current price or slightly back to that previous top. So watch it. Okay, so New Zealand dollar is also same. You're looking for it to drop. Okay, the bigger picture is very much same like the Australian dollar, US dollar chart. Okay, so that hasn't changed. So on lower time frame, we are looking for the expanding triangle. Price is still slowly pushing higher, okay, but it is struggling. So you're looking for a sharp sell to come and price to drag lower back to that bottom. All right, so this is the trade you are looking every time a New Zealand dollar is going higher or testing the previous top. Okay, if sharp sell is not going to come, let me remove that longer term trend. If sharp term sell is not going to come and price is slightly going to push higher like that, okay, so look for this move. Correction, all right, or sharp sell. Okay, sharp sell can drag price lower back within 60 areas. Okay, so stay bearish every time and you see new high there. So pound dollar to go down back to this previous bottom. Okay, break down that corrective uptrend and this ABC move to form, test that previous low and then go higher. So just make sure you sell the pound dollar with care. Okay, pound dollar also gonna drag lower with the other dollar pairs. All right, but pound dollar is also sitting at the floor, sitting at the bottom. So there is, you know, gonna be a 55 to 600 move to the downside up to 120 or 19. All right, and then again longer term buy for upside. So room is there for upside for longer term. So you don't have a lot of room on the pound dollar for the downside. So every time a pound dollar is going to come close to the 120 areas, okay, so they're going to be a place to go for long on the pound dollar. So sharp sell on the pound dollar. All right, there is possibility that the pound dollar can keep pushing up to that top before you're going to have drop on it. Okay, so before we're going to have drop on it. So make sure you get into the trade on a good price action. So drag lower back to these areas or at least test that previous bottom and then continue to go higher. So not a best pair at the moment, okay, not a best chart to trade these days. All right, but it's okay for short-term trading. All right, so you're looking for this trend to break down and continue to go lower for one more move down back to the previous bottom up to 20 areas. So that's the pound dollar, and similar trade you are looking on the pound yen. Okay, if I'm gonna go to the lower time frame, okay, so this expanding triangle to form, pound yen to drag lower back to that previous bottom and then continue to go higher for upside. Okay, so same analysis like the pound dollar. So you're looking for this to drop to, again, not a best chart. All right, same analysis like the pound dollar. All right, so when you are taking shots in it or on the pound dollar, make sure you take your shots with precautions. Okay, so room is not there for longer term to the downside because this pair is sitting at the floor. So you're only looking for a short-term trade for the downside. Okay, so we are looking longer-term reversal, but there another leg lower within these areas, and then reverse the trend again for upside. So same analysis like the pound yen chart. Okay, so pound chief is also same. So bigger time frame analysis is same. Okay, we may see another leg lower. All right, so another leg lower. Another leg lower before we're going to have continuation for upside. Yeah, slowly pound yen to just keep pushing higher. Okay, and aggressively break the trend and retest the previous lows. Okay, so far pound is strong. Okay, so rising on these corrections. Okay, these corrections to just keep pushing higher the way they are doing right now. Okay, so aggressive breakout of that trend, visit the previous low and then continue to go higher. Okay, so longer term reversal, a medium term up, short term one more leg lower on the pound chief. Okay, now let's look at the other currencies. Okay, so Australian dollar, US dollar is also pushing higher. So let me go to the 4 hour time frame. So you're looking this to go down. Okay, so it is currently pushing higher, and it can keep pushing higher slowly the way it is doing right now. Okay, but the higher the price goes, okay, means that the price going to give you a lot of potential for the downside. All right, so let me look at the bigger time frame analysis first. Okay, so we were looking for big drop from that top. We got that. We got more than that. All right, we have seen a recession, and then we have seen a bounce off. Okay, so a price can go back to that top again. All right, we need a deeper correction over there before going to get back to that top. Okay, so trending like that. So you're looking for deeper correction there. All right, or revisit these areas. Okay, revisit 88 or these areas before going to continue to keep pushing higher. Okay, so on 6-hour time frame chart, price is still pushing higher. All right, so another leg lower, visit these areas, hold these areas, and then go higher, or short sell, correct, and visit the 88 areas. Okay, so same analysis is there on the Kiwi CAD, another leg lower, or visit the previous lows. Okay, so visit these areas, those lows. Okay, so currently the trend is bullish and the price is just pushing higher. Very much seem like the New Zealand dollar everywhere. So you're looking for this trend to break out. Okay, so aggressive sell to happen and Kiwi CAD to drop for another leg lower. Currently prices just keep pushing higher slowly. All right, so it can keep pushing more higher before you're gonna get a drop over there. So you're looking for this move, correct, and go back within these areas. Okay, so Kiwi CAD, Euro Pound can visit the previous top again. All right, so we were bearish on it, and from that top, okay, so price is struggling to push more lower. All right, and it is still within a daily correction. Okay, if we're going to look at the weekly chart, so it is in a bigger daily to weekly correction. Okay, so it still can visit that top before going to drop lower. So short-term buy is possible over there. Okay, so watch 15-minute correction over there. Okay, and short-term buy back to the previous top or new high within that flag. Okay, so 15-minute correction to happen, go back up. Once you're gonna buy the euro pound, make sure you understand that this is a flag and it can break down. Okay, so your stop must be somewhere there behind that after getting a correction. Okay, so watch 15-minute correction over there and continue to go higher. Euro pound and euro CAD. Okay, so euro CAD is telling us that the risk is going higher. Okay, so risk is rising, and we can see that uncertainty is rising in the market. All right, so uncertainty is just rising, climbing up in the market. Okay, so the higher the euro CAD goes, there's going to be more pressure on the equities. Okay, we can see aggressive sell there, or you can see that the we may see on a drop on oil, because all these currencies, commodities, and indices are correlated to each other. Okay, so some currencies are risk off, some currencies are risk on. Okay, so currently some, you know, we are having strength on the stock market, all right, and they are pushing higher, and some currencies are setting up for drop on equities. Okay, so when equity is going to drop, those currencies are going to go higher really quickly. Okay, so we are having risk over there at the moment in the market. Okay, so you're looking for this to drop, risk of move. All right, so price slightly can push higher back to the 55 areas. Okay, so the higher the price goes, stay bearish. All right, so the higher the price goes, so stay bearish. So euro CAD to drop. So currently it is just going higher. Okay, so testing the previous top. So you're searching for the aggressive sell to come over there. Okay, wait for the price to push more higher. Okay, so currently it is just pushing higher. Go to your lower time frame. Okay, it's pushing higher, so let that continue to go higher. So the higher the price goes, the better the entry you're going to have. So let the price keep pushing higher, and once you see that on your lower time frame, 5 to 15-minute time frame, the aggressive sell is just going to come. Get into the trade, put stop behind that, and add more on corrections, and set your target up to 150. All right, and we are within a bigger sideways market. Right, we are in a bigger sideways market, and EuroCAD has done that many times. Yeah, there we have seen it remained in a very, bigger correction, and then broke out and went lower. So there it remained in a bigger sideways correction and then went lower. So it is again in a bigger sideways market. Okay, so the higher the price goes, look for it to drop very, very aggressively. So risk is just, when I say risk, means that there is, uncertainty which is just building behind the scenes. So you're going to see very soon result of that uncertainty. You're going to see, hear in the news. Okay, so also there is event on Thursday. ECB is going to come, right? If ECB is going to stop their PEP plan, their PEP project, all right, then we may see aggressive sell on the euro. All right, so we are anticipating aggressive sell on the euro. Okay, so any future indication from the ECB can drive the euro aggressively lower. All right, also ECB, they don't like stronger euro, right? They don't like stronger euro. So higher price on euro is not going to be good for the ECB. The reason is very much simple, that there is a problem with the inflation. All right, so stronger currency gonna create problem for them. So they have to keep euro under control. So euro is above 1350, close to 14 or 15 is just creating a very nice potential opportunity. Okay, euro dollar, all right, and euro CAD too, euro yen too. So you're looking for them to drop. Okay, so let's go back to the euro yen chart. Okay, so you're looking for this flag to break down. Get this daily flag to break down and continue to go lower back to these areas. So price is currently pushing higher, testing the previous top. All right, so it slightly can push more higher. Okay, it can go slightly, it can push beyond that previous top. All right, so you're looking for this to finish its move and drop aggressively, correct, and this trade. Okay, and all the way back to this previous low. All right, so there, this chart. So go all the way back to that previous bottom. So you're looking this correction to break down. All right, so that daily correction to break down and continue to go lower. Currently it is strong, pushing higher, all right? So it can push more higher. So wait for the price to stop first. Okay, so wait for the price to stop first. Aggressive sell, all right? There is correction and drag lower. Okay, correct, drag lower. All right, so Aussie yen is also one more leg lower. Okay, bigger time frame is still bearish, strong bearish. All right, so I'm going to look at the weekly time frame chart. Okay, so yeah, we are having a big downtrend over there. Okay, on this daily chart, this to breakdown. Okay, so this daily correction to breakdown, or slowly keep pushing higher back to that previous top, and one more drop flat formation, same like the DXY chart. Right, so flat formation. So the higher the price goes, you're looking for it to drop. So currently it is pushing higher. All right, so keep pushing higher and then drop. Okay, so you're looking at it to break down that daily correction. This daily correction is everywhere. So that daily correction is just waiting for these to stop. Okay, these to stop. Those daily corrections are waiting for these, to stop. Okay, means US tech to stop. US tech companies to stop, finish their move, and drag lower. Okay, and then we're gonna see another leg lower there on the Aussie yen, Kiwi yen too. All right, so you're looking for Kiwi yen to drop to. Okay, very much same analysis like the New Zealand dollar US dollar chart. All right, so another leg lower from the current price or back to that top. Okay, so this wave, so that wave can drag lower back within these areas. Okay, so you're looking for drop on the Kiwi yen too. Okay, so price is struggling at this previous top, just watch it, same like the New Zealand dollar US dollar chart. All right, so now let's look at the rest of the currencies. The dollar yen. Okay, so dollar yen to tag the previous low 104. Okay, these previous lows, drag that and then go higher. Okay, so I have shown you last week that tiny triangle to go down. All right, and we are still, you can see that within a sideways market. Okay, so dollar yen to break down, test that bottom or 104. Okay, and then go higher, that up move. So if you are selling the dollar yen at the current prices, it's a risky area, risky place to sell the dollar yen at these previous lows. Okay, because we are in a big sideways market. So this is not a best or a perfect pair to trade these days. Okay, for big move. So for short-term trading, it's okay. All right, so another leg lower back to that bottom or go up to 104. Okay, so CAD yen to drag lower. All right, so CAD yen to drag lower, this flat formation to drag lower. Okay, this flat formation to drag lower back to these areas. Okay, or this flat formation, I have shown that in the previous weekly market outlook as well. Okay, so price was there, so price is now pushing lower. All right, already tested that previous bottom, and now back within that flat formation. Okay, so if test that top again, you're looking for this leg lower. Okay, and this daily correction to break down. Right, this daily correction, which is just forming over there, you're looking for that to break down and test these areas, or maybe new low is on the card. Okay, new low can appear over there on yen pairs. So Aussie yen Aussie dollar and Kiwi. So let's get back to this old chart. Okay, reversed. Okay, now go down back within these areas. Okay, go down back within these areas where it was just a couple of months ago. Okay, on lower time frame, we may see another leg higher. Okay, another leg higher. Okay, the correction is already forming over there. Another leg higher back to that top end and drop again. So short-term buy is still there. Okay, so if you're buying, then make sure you are going against the trend. Okay, the trend is just appearing over there for the downside from there. All right, so for short-term buy back to that top and drop lower. All right. All right, so the reason why these charts are not ready, the reason is that we are having a correction since last 6 weeks. All right, market is in a sideways since last 6 weeks. All right, and that's the main reason. Market is so boring, you can see that, or is in a correction. Okay, and another reason is that we in last couple of months we were having high volatility. All right, now the volatility is dropping. All right, prices were moving just a couple of weeks ago or months ago, on currencies with like 200 pip move or 300 pips move were appearing over there. Now that volatility is dropping. All right, now moves are happening around 50 pip move, 100 pip move. All right, and some of you guys are still trying to use to that. All right, and you know still not ready for that low volatility. Okay, so you can see over there, so we are in a correction since last 35 days. Okay, so we are in a correction, or price is trying to form a bottom since last 30 to 35 days. Okay, and before that we were in a strong bullish move. Okay, and that wave happened just in 11 days. Okay, and that was a 9% move. Since last 5 days we are in a sideways market, and we have seen just 2% move. Okay, and same there when volatility was there. So 5% move within just 26 days. So that's the main reason we are within a bigger correction or sideways market since last 35 days. Okay, and many pairs are not ready. Okay, so hopefully you got my point. So Aussie New Zealand dollar and Aussie Chief is also in a daily correction. Now that daily correction to break down. Right, so that daily correction to break down and go down, same like the Aussie pair. Okay, so it can slightly push higher. Okay, slightly push higher back to that previous top. So Kiwi Chief also in a correction. All right, that daily correction, you see that. Okay, so that daily correction to break down for another leg lower. So price can keep pushing slowly higher. Okay, price can slowly keep pushing higher. So you're looking for it to drag lower back to this previous bottom or go bearish. So Euro Chief sellers, you guys stay away. Don't sell the Euro Chief. There is a manipulation happening behind the scene. All right. So Swiss National Bank is trying to hold that 105 area. All right, and this move. Okay, so rather than for selling the Euro Chief, room is not there. Okay, big room is not there for the downside. So go higher. So every time when you see that the Euro Chief is coming close to the 105, all right, 105 or 105 0 150, all right, or 155 within these areas, so you're looking for it to go higher. Okay, so price to drag lower. Let me slightly change that. Okay, so euro chief to drag lower for another leg and then go higher. So that's our structure. Okay, so you're looking for buy within these areas or new low, yeah, within these areas. So looking for it to reverse every time and price is coming close to the previous bottom or 105 or 105 105 105 150, all right, and 155 within these areas. All right, so that's your euro chief. CAD chief also break up. CAD chief to break up, all right, for this week. So you're looking for price to hold that bottom and break up and that trade go into that direction. Okay, so CAD chief and euro Oz also break up. Euro Oz to break up and go higher. So the, I mean, bigger time frame analysis is same. Okay, but we need a bigger correction over there and set for more downside. Okay, bigger correction over there for more downside or possible deeper pullback all the way up to 180 within these areas before drop. All right, so if I'm going to go to the lower time frame, price is struggling to push more lower, so you're simply looking for price to let's just remove that arrow. Okay, so you're looking for euro Oz to just break up. Euro Oz to break up, Euro New Zealand dollar to break up, okay, and ECB is the best, okay, best ECB reduction is the best timing to watch it to break up. All right, so you're watching this correction. Okay, last week I have shown you that correction. You're watching that correction to break out. Same correction has just shown you on the Australian dollar, US dollar and Aussie chief. So this correction to break out, okay, go into that direction. So if price is going to push lower for another leg within that correction, okay, another leg within these areas or testing that previous bottom, so watch it to bounce off aggressively for upside. So there is a bias setup on the Euro Australian dollar, okay, so sell setup. So risk of move to happen, aggressive risk of move, we are anticipating very aggressive risk of move to happen. All right, so it's struggling. Okay, so we got a short move upside, we got a short move to the downside. Now price is struggling to push more lower. Okay, so you are looking this to go into that direction. Okay, so it's struggling to push more lower, so sellers are not in control there, so buyers are trying to find their grounds. Okay, and as I said, okay, as I said, you are looking for these to drop aggressively. Okay, these you know high, I mean US tech to drop very aggressively. All right, so you're looking for Tesla is rising very aggressively. Okay, so we may see sharp sell at any time on the Tesla. So you're looking these to draw, looking all these. All right, so looking Zoom to drop, Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, Microsoft. Don't short them, all right, without having a stronger aggressive sell. Okay, if you're gonna sell them, you may burst, all right, so your account, right, because there is a very strong bullish momentum. Okay, so if you're gonna sell them, you cannot force that trend to reverse. All right, so you cannot you cannot reverse. All right, so first of all, big money needs to get into the market. All right, and before that, big money or smart money to get into the market, there should be a reason, there should be a fundamental reason. Okay, so wait for that reason to happen, or that reason to be there, and then you may get into the trade. All right, and everyone is just watching. Okay, everyone is just watching. Tesla is going higher, others are also going higher, and everyone is just watching. Okay, and talking about that, you know I mean the the stimulus package Fed has introduced in March and April. Okay, people are talking about that, how long that is going to go. All right, because they said that that's going to be unlimited. All right, unlimited QE. Okay, so if unlimited QE is going to be there for a couple of more months, all right, then just look at that, what's happening. Look at there, what's happening with these companies. Okay, they are forming bubble. So they can come, the Fed can come at any time, they can, say anything, and that can drive the market lower. That can drive these, you know, prices lower. So wait for them to do something and price action to happen, and then you can get into the trade. All right. So where we were on the Euro Oz. Okay, so Euro Oz can break up to, right? So Euro New Zealand dollar to break up to. Okay, so if you're going to look at the clean chart, okay, same analysis like the Euro Oz. Okay, Euro Oz is also same. So this to go there. Okay, this to go there. Deeper correction. All right. So watch these previous lows. It's already showing some price action. So risk, uncertainty is building over there. Okay, so this to break out and go into that direction. Yes, yes, flash crash can happen. Okay, yes, it can happen. That can happen. All right, and mostly we see that. Okay, after these kind of strength. Okay, we see. Okay, why? I mean, flash crash can happen. The reason is very much simple. Okay, currently everyone is just buying. When they're going to be a news, okay, and everyone going to run after profit taking. When everyone going to run after profit taking, you're going to see aggressive sell. All right, and people going to start turning their positions. Okay, going to start taking their positions, a profit taking, and going to turn their positions off, and you're going to see aggressive sell, flash crash. That's how market moves. All right, that's how now we are having greed. Okay, everyone is greedy. They are just buying. They believe that this stock is not going to stop. All right, so US tech companies are not going to stop. They will keep rising, all right, forever. No, that's not going to happen. All right, they're gonna be very soon we're gonna have a top on US tech companies. Okay, and then they're gonna drop aggressively lower. So okay, so currently we don't have any clue, okay, where they're gonna stop, and no one knows that where they're gonna stop. Okay, very simple. No one knows where they're gonna stop. They are just keep pushing higher. Okay, they can. Tesla is running around 1800 right now. Okay, it can run for another, 400 to 500 dollar, right? It can run for another four to $500. Okay, but that kind of price behavior end up really bad. Okay, so get ready for that rather than for for being greedy. All right, so you're looking for that to go into that direction. Okay, so directions are clear for this week. And pound Australian dollar is very much same like last week. All right, hasn't changed. So slowly pushing lower. So you're looking for that corrective downtrend to break out and price to go into that direction. Yes, they are. Okay, yes, they are. So stock is rising, gold is rising. Why that is happening? Mostly we see safe haven goes up and the stock goes down. But currently stock is pushing higher, gold is also pushing higher. The reason is, a lot of money is coming into the market, all right, from the central banks. They are printing more money. Okay, that's the reason. They are printing more money. That's the reason which is driving the gold prices higher. Okay, so gold still can run for further dollars for more upside. Okay, so if we are going to see aggressive sell on the stock market, okay, within next couple of weeks, all right, then we may see, you know, aggressive strength on gold. Okay, gold can go beyond 1900. Okay, gold can break the previous top 1925. Gold can go beyond that. Okay, so this is a recession. Okay, we had a recession. Okay, now in March and April we were having a recession market. Okay, we had crash, and now we are recovering from that crash. Market is recovering from that crash. Okay, so market is trying to recover from recession. Okay, or you can say that many people are expecting that we're going to have v-shaped recovery. So we are currently having v-shaped recovery on the stock market. Okay, if I'm going to look at the S&P 500, okay, so this is a v-shaped recovery. Okay, so you're going to see that v-shaped recovery in GDP data. Okay, this is a v-shaped recovery. All right, so many are expecting that we're going to have v-shaped recovery. Okay, so stock market is already expecting that. Okay, that's the reason stock market is ahead of the the actual, you know, activities, or you can say that the data which we are having is lagging than the stock market. Okay, so GDP data is lagging. So we are having already v-shaped recovery on the S&P 500. Okay, and the Nasdaq 100 in index has even gone beyond that. Okay, so we're going to look at the Nasdaq 100 index chart. So it has even gone beyond that v-shaped recovery. Right, so you're going to see that v-shaped recovery in GDP data, which is lagging. Right, so GDP numbers are lagging. So let's look at that. So the pound Australian dollar to break up, okay, this corrective, not corrective, it was very aggressive. Okay, but it's struggling to push more lower on current time frame. Okay, so that to break out and continue to go into that direction. So if you are buying early on the pound against the Australian dollar, okay, so there is still risk. Okay, so it is still bearish. Okay, and corrections are happening. It still can keep pushing lower. Okay, for another leg lower like that. All right, so you're looking for this to break out and continue to go higher for upside. Same on the pound New Zealand dollar. Okay, very much same analysis like last week. So they are still in a downtrend. Okay, so where the arrow is showing, go into that direction. So pound against the CAD is pushing higher. Okay, not a best chart, still not a best chart because market is in a sideways. Okay, so price to tag lower within these areas and then again go back. Okay, within these areas, so not a best chart. Okay, the price is staying within a sideways market. All right, so this to go back up, a risk of move. Okay, so dollar rand, so let me get dollar rand to keep dragging lower the way it is, right, the way it is right doing right now. All right, but again, if you're seller, make sure you sell that with care. Okay, so this is our structure. We can see breakup and continuation for upside. So same analysis like last week. All right, not a best, you know, opportunity. All right, so correct, drag lower and then go higher, or keep pushing higher. Okay, a kind of neutral analysis we are having on the dollar rand. All right, so dollar peso is also same like that. Okay, so same like that, this move. Okay, or break out and go into that direction. So we may see another leg lower there. Okay, so that's our structure. So neutral analysis. All right, and now let's look at the stocks. All right, the stock market and the commodities and the currencies which we left over there. All right, so palladium. So palladium is going to be a good chart to watch in coming days. All right, so palladium is going to be a good chart to watch in coming days. So you are having a bigger correction over there. Just look at that chart. Okay, just look at this chart. Okay, this is what you are going to see on the US tech stock. Okay, so if I'm gonna you know use that feature, if I'm gonna click there, okay, look at there how strong that was just a couple of months ago in February 2020. Just look at that in February 2020, how strong it was. Okay, it went higher from in 2016 from $500, right? And tag, yeah, almost it has gone above 26, 27, yeah, tag 2900, I think, if I'm not wrong. So we're going to see that. Okay, so it was also rising similar way the way you are currently having strength on the US tech. All right, in last 3 weeks, okay, so you have seen not in last 3 weeks, okay, so one there, 1 2 3, and then fourth week over there. All right, very strong aggressive move from 1800 to close to 3000. Okay, and then what happened? Let's click there and let's check. All right, so let's check. Then price started to struggle there. All right, tagged 2847. There you got manipulation. Okay, manipulation, profit taking, you can say that. People started to take profit over there. Okay, there you got aggressive sell. Or you can say that we have seen crash on the stock market, on the rest of the market. Okay, so this kind of move may appear over there on the US tech stock, all right? That can drive the indices lower and dollar can push higher. Okay, so get ready for that kind of move. That's going to happen, all right, very soon. Now, what this is doing right now, all right, so now you're looking for price to continue with that trend, all right, and this correction, which is just there, okay, this is setting up for breakout and go into that direction back to that top. So you're looking for buy every time when you see that the price is coming close to the 1800 or 1500, that bottom. Okay, and this correction to break up, so it can take some time to go into that direction. Okay, the reason, because this metal is being used in car manufacturing, all right, so catalytic converter. Okay, so that was driving the palladium prices higher before the pandemic, all right, and after the pandemic or during the pandemic we have seen aggressive sell on the palladium, all right, and palladium went lower back to these areas. Okay, so palladium is highly correlated with the normal life. Okay, we can say that the normal life, when we're going to see that the production level in auto industry gonna get back to their previous level, you're gonna see again strength on the palladium. All right, okay, so because you know the catalytic converter which is being used in the autos is environment friendly, all right, and that's the future. All right, that's the future. So we're gonna see again, that move back to that top. Okay, so every time when you see that the price is coming close to within these areas close to 1800 or testing the 1500, okay, so you're looking for buy over there and this correction to go into that direction back to that 3000 target. All right, so this is also going to be a good chart to watch. Okay, so we have seen some strength today, but we did not see continuation. Okay, so highly likely price still can visit these lows. Okay, this low, all these lows you're watching. Okay, that low, this previous low, 1850, 1750, or 1500. Okay, on lower time frame, and you see that you're watching these areas, so you're watching on a lower time frame. Okay, and use stop loss, according to your risk, right? And your it also depend on your VF trading. Okay, so the trade I'm showing here is not going to complete that within a couple of days. Okay, so if you're going to look at this previous move, it took almost 107 days. All right, 107 days. So we were long on the gold from 1460, 1470 on gold. All right, and we are still holding. It's more than 100 days. Okay, it's more than 100 days, so we are still holding long on gold. So the trade I'm showing here on the palladium is going to take some time. Okay, so you're going to get that trade within a couple of days. Okay, so the previous aggressive move took almost 100 days. Okay, so the wave I'm showing can take similar, you know similar kind of time over there. All right, so if that move is going to be very, very aggressive, let's see like that. Okay, so then it can take less than that. All right, it can take less than that. So if when you are going to trade on the palladium, make sure you keep in your mind a couple of things, and that is the margin requirements are very much high on this. Okay, margin requirements are high on the palladium. Okay, and the second thing is the spread is very much high. Okay, so spread is high, and the third thing is the 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 wave gonna take some time to tag your target. All right, so keep in your mind these three things. If you are not a short-term trade, if you are not a longer-term trader, if you are a short-term trader, then you should not consider that buy opportunity. All right, so if you're a longer-term trader and longer-term investors, all right, so then this is going to be a good opportunity for you. Okay, so that's the palladium chart. Okay, so watch and keep your eyes there. Okay, Nasdaq 100 index, you need a correction. Okay, so as said, it is just rising in a vertical move. That's not going to sustain. Okay, this is not going to simply sustain. All right, simple is that. And there is possibility that we may see something like that kind of move. Okay, currently we are not anticipating that kind of aggressive sell. Okay, because the okay, there is a huge difference between the Wall Street and the Main Street. You can say that. All right, Main Street is going into another direction. Wall Street is going into another direction. All right, so the strength which we are having on the stock market is simply driven by the central banks. All right, they are still printing more money. That's driving the prices higher. Okay, once they're gonna stop, and when market forces are gonna start to intervene, all right, we may see aggressive sell. Okay, that can happen. So if you are a buyer, right, if you are a buyer on the stock market at current levels, at these levels, so think twice. Okay, think twice. All right, think twice. So if you are a short-term trader, you can trade, you can buy for a short term. But if you are a longer-term investor, then think twice to buy at these levels. They are high. I mean, risk is very much high over there at these levels. All right. So what you are looking another correction, as said last week. Okay, another correction to form at least. Okay, and then another leg to form. Okay, if sharp sell is going to come, all right, correction is going to fall. Okay, so deeper pullback. We are not anticipating drop up to that much far away, up to 6,000 or 7,000. All right, but we may see deeper pullback, something like that. How that pullback gonna look like, we'll see then when we're gonna have price action for that. Okay, but currently you are expecting another 4-hour time frame correction to form like these previous one. Okay, and then price to continue to go higher. So if you're a short-term trader, all right, so if you're a short-term trader, you can trade for short term on a 15-minute time frame pullbacks for upside. Okay, and keep taking your profit off. Don't stay into the market for longer term. All right, so stay short term bullish, medium term wait for the 4-hour time frame correction, and longer term wait for the deeper correction. That deeper correction is due, and that will come. All right, that will come. There is 100% surety that that is going to come. Okay, 100%, it will come. All right, it will come. So let's wait for that, the bigger correction. All right, and that will form another opportunity for buy, for upside. Okay, on the Nasdaq 100 index. So that's the Nasdaq 100 index. Facebook is also, you know, gonna dip. Okay, they have to dip. Then the bubble which is just forming in the US tech companies, okay, then that bubble gonna burst. All right, I mean, they need to drop. All right, they need to drop back to the previous trend. All right, so Apple has to drop. Okay, Apple has to drop. So we are currently, you know, waiting for these giants to drop. Okay, these giants to, and another thing need to notice. All right, another very important need to notice, why US tech stock is rising. Why not other sectors are performing well? Why only US you know, tech stock and health stock is rising? Why not others? Why not manufacturing? Why not, you know, other sectors are doing well? Okay, the reason is that US and China war. Okay, they are having war on tech. All right, they are trying to, US is trying to decouple from the China. All right, that's the reason they are banning their high-tech companies. That's the reason they are putting bans on the Huawei. All right, they are, you know, UK is trying to kick them out from their market. All right, similar way other Western countries are trying to do. They are you know, putting restrictions on them. All right, they are putting restrictions on them, and people are putting money in Western, you know, Western high-tech stocks, right? Because they see future there. Okay, so that's driving the high-tech, you know, stock more higher. All right, people are assuming that we're gonna have more upgraded devices in our hand, more upgraded, you know, cars. All right, so people see, you know, investors see future there in the US stock rather than the other countries high-tech stock. All right, so they're gonna stop at some point. All right, so we are currently anticipating a bigger correction over there. All right, on these US stocks. All right, so same on the Netflix, Google, Microsoft. All right, so Amazon also gonna dip. Nvidia is also gonna dip. All right, so Tesla definitely gonna dip. Okay, Tesla is slightly pushing lower from previous top. Okay, so it went up to 1800 and then dragging lower. Okay, then dragging lower up to 1660. So they're gonna go down. Okay, they cannot keep rising in vertical move. So same on the Zoom. Okay, so Zoom also gonna go down. Just look at that. Just look at that. In May 2020, it was around 60. Okay, now it is around 300, close to 300. All right, just close to 300. So it is not going to sustain. All right, so S&P 500. Okay, so actually these companies are driving the US stock higher. That sector is driving the US stock higher. So S&P 500, let's look at that. Let's look at that. S&P 500 is also pushing higher. Okay, so lower time frame still bullish. Okay, that time frame is still bullish. We are still within that wave. Okay, and that wave can keep pushing higher all the way back to that top. As you guys know that we are bullish on the S&P 500 from these levels. Okay, and we may see another leg lower. Okay, back to that lows, back to these areas, back to that bottom flat formation. Okay, and then upside. So it's a kind of neutral analysis again on the S&P 500 for this week. Okay, because prices are back to this close to the previous high. If I'm going to look at the S&P 500 clean chart, if I'm going to look at that monthly chart, we are back to that previous top, all right? And only high-tech sector, I mean, US high-tech sector is doing really well. Okay, that's the reason Nasdaq 100X is pushing higher, and rest of the sectors are not performing well because of the COVID-19. Okay, so S&P 500 is struggling to push more higher. Similar way, US Russell 2000 is struggling to push more higher. US 30 is struggling to push more higher. Okay, so the deeper correction which I have just shown over there, that's due. Okay, this flat formation, we may see another leg lower before prices gonna keep pushing higher. So that's the flat formation. Okay, for this week you are waiting for, right? So same. So natural gas. Okay, so natural gas pushed higher. All right, so I'm going to go to the 4-hour daily time frame first. Okay, so we still can see another leg lower before we're going to see more upside on natural gas. So that's your structure. Okay, natural gas, every time when it come close to the previous bottom, buy natural gas. Okay, this is easy chart. Okay, there is no complications on the natural gas. Natural gas is the easiest chart at the moment than any other chart. Okay, I'm showing you bullish view on the natural gas since very long. All right, so if you remember that last week, Warren Buffett, they have invested 10 billion dollar in the natural gas business. All right, they have invested 10 billion dollar. Why they have invested 10 billion dollar, right? The reason is that they're going to be the longer term return. All right, they're going to be the longer term return because the prices are at historical level on the natural gas. Just look at that. All right, in 2009 we have seen these prices even in 1990 to 2000, I think. All right, historical level. Okay, so went higher, so price only gonna go higher on the natural gas. Okay, so every time when you see that the price is going to test the previous bottom or new low is going to be formed on the natural gas, there going to be a buy opportunity on the natural gas. So don't buy at higher prices. Okay, so this is a higher expensive price. Okay, so you're going to buy the natural gas close to 2. All right, close to 2 or close to 180. These are not the levels to be into the trade for upside. Okay, you may margin requirements are very much high on the natural gas at the moment. All right, so if you remember that when oil crashed, went below zero, suddenly brokers increased margin requirements. All right, so some brokers were charging 20%, 25%, or 30. Everyone was just having their own margin requirements. So similar way, prices are at historical levels on the natural gas, and margin requirements are very much high. So when you're gonna buy within these areas, okay, so you may incur a lot of holding cost for the natural gas to hold. Okay, so once you're gonna buy at these gonna buy from these lows or new lows, okay, so you're gonna quickly recover those holding cost. Okay, and obviously when natural gas prices gonna recover back to their normal levels, then those margin requirements also gonna drop, the way you have seen lower margin requirements on oil recently. Okay, so we have done that. All right, so we have done that. Let's look at the Russell 2000. Very much same analysis like S&P 500. Okay, a flat formation or bigger ABC move. Okay, all right, so this bigger ABC move back to that bottom, then go higher. or break and continue to go higher. Okay, so start looking for buy every time when prices come close to these previous levels where you can see my alarm within these areas for longer term. Okay, so US 30 is also pushing higher. Okay, so same analysis like S&P 500 or US Russell 2000, right? So same analysis like S&P 500 on DAX. Okay, so go down for another leg lower or just keep pushing higher. So Euro 50, same analysis. Nikkei index, same analysis. Frank 40, same analysis. CAC 40, all right? So same analysis, right? So same analysis on stock 600. UK 100 index is same analysis, all right? XAG is following gold, all right? XAG is following gold and it can push more higher, all right? It can push more higher. So silver is not at a best place to buy. Even it is not at a best place to, it is at a place to sell, all right? But price action is not there, okay? So if you are buying silver at these areas, avoid buying silver at these areas, okay? It is very, very expensive. If you are selling silver at these areas, don't rush, okay? Don't rush. Wait for the price action, okay? Once you're going to see that the price action is going to appear over there, something like that, then start selling the silver, okay? Again, there should be fundamental reasons. If you remember, I have already told you that why silver is rising, okay? Why prices are rising, okay? Why asset prices are inflating, okay? We are having, you know, we were having recession and market is recovering from that recession, okay? And interest rates are close to zero everywhere, okay? And unlimited stimulus packages you are having from the central banks, all right? And unlimited QE and stimulus packages you guys are having from the governments. So that's driving the price higher. So silver can run, even beyond these areas. Okay, silver can go beyond those areas. So how you can trade these days on the silver? So my best opinion or advice to you is that avoid trading on silver these days, okay? Avoid trading silver on these days. Yeah, it can keep pushing higher. You can trade on it for short term for more upside, all right? And wait for a deeper correction, at least like that kind of correction, all right? At least like that kind of correction. So we were waiting for that correction to form, all right? That expanding triangle correction to form, price to tag these areas and then go higher. So price completed that correction, is just pushing higher, okay? So it can keep pushing higher slowly the way it is doing right now. So don't go for long at these areas, only wait for the price to give you a deeper pullback, something like that, and then you buy, or aggressive sell within these areas and price to revisit the previous lows. So currently we are neutral on silver, okay? If you are trading on silver, good luck to you, all right? And trade with care on the silver at the current prices. Same on gold, okay? Same on gold. So gold can keep pushing higher. That's a bigger time frame analysis. Yeah, we may see a bigger flat formation on gold after hitting the previous top. We may see profit taking at the previous top on 1900, or maybe intervention from the central banks. They can end QE, before than expected. Okay, this is very much possible that the central banks, they can stop buying bond before the timeline they have already already set, and they can start looking for to raise the interest rate, and that can drive the gold prices and silver prices lower, okay? Because market is recovering very, very quickly, okay? At some places, on some assets, prices have gone even beyond the 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 pre-pandemic levels, all right? Pre-pandemic levels. So central banks, they can end QE at any time, okay? Because market has recovered really well. They can drive the gold and silver prices lower very, very aggressively. So if you are buying silver, gold at these areas, at these levels, only buy for short term, keep taking your profit off, and wait for the aggressive sell to come on the gold. And once the aggressive sell come on gold, profit taking come on gold, then you can start selling the gold back to the average price around 1300 or 1400. Okay, but it's gonna take a lot of time to go there, right? Up to at 1300. So short term, stay bullish. Okay, so short term stay bullish back to that top and wait for aggressive sell to come. That aggressive sell can come from the current price. Again, reasons gonna be over there which gonna drive the market lower. Wait for those reasons to come to happen. Okay, so stay bullish for short term gold. Oil too. Oil OPEC meeting is there this week. Okay, so they are looking to increase the output with 2 million barrel. Yeah, that can drive the oil prices lower. Okay, so you're looking for this move to happen. If they are not going to cut, they are not going to increase. Okay, then continue to break up and continue to go higher. Okay, if so, then one more leg lower flat formation, test the previous bottom, and then continue to go higher. Okay, so struggling, oil is struggling, but it's going to break up for upside. Okay, so same on this chart. Okay, so it's going to break up for upside. So one more leg lower back to this previous bottom up to 37, test that bottom, and WTI to just keep pushing higher. Okay, so it's going to break up. Right, so it's sitting up for breakup. Right, that's going to break up for upside. So you're looking at it to continue to go higher. Right, now let's look at the Bitcoin. Nothing has changed on the Bitcoin. It's in a sideways market, one more leg lower. Just look at this Bitcoin. Okay, it was just running very aggressively for upside. All right, and we have seen manipulation or profit taking. Okay, so aggressive profit taking, and then we have seen a bigger sideways market on the Bitcoin. Okay, so that's what you're gonna see on the US high tech stock. All right. Okay, so another leg lower back to that previous bottom and then resume the bullish trend. All right, so platinum, okay, same trade like last week. Okay, so that trade. Copper is just rising very, very aggressively. Copper is a sign for the recovery. Okay, so it is not going to keep pushing higher the way it is doing right now. Okay, so hold this top or that top and then go down. Okay, so it has reached almost to its target. Okay, if you remember that I was asking you to look for this move from these areas in the weekly market outlook. So it's rising into a one-way direction. Okay, so there were plenty of corrections on these levels. Okay, so since those corrections, it is just rising. Okay, so it still can keep pushing higher, right? So after forming that correction, so you're looking for aggressive sell to come from the current level or from the previous top. If you're trading on the copper, that's how you are looking. Okay, so stop buying the copper. It's done almost. It's bullish move. All right, now let's look at the Ripple. Okay, so Ripple sleeping. All right, it can sleep for a couple of more. It can sleep for a couple of more, months to years. Okay, but that's the direction for longer term. Okay, this is where it is going to go. All right, so on lower time frame, stay bullish from the lows. Okay, from the previous lows. But yes, as I said before, a couple of times, yeah, they can stay there for months to years. All right, okay, they can stay there for months to years at these areas. Okay, but the longer term direction is this. Okay, because they are going to be flat. Okay, so they're gonna go for upside in longer term. All right, so OITA is also same flat. Okay, so flat but only gonna rise now. Okay, Ethereum is also cheap. All right, so running around $100. Okay, so only gonna go higher. So they are in a sideways market. So you can trade on them, okay? This doesn't mean you cannot trade, okay? You can trade within these areas for buy. Okay, you can trade on lower time frame. They are in a sideways market. At those lows, just identify your ranges, okay, and buy on the lows and keep taking your profit at the highs. Okay, so if I'm gonna look at there, look at that. Okay, so that's your low and that's your high, because you can trade on these ranges. Okay, so every time when price is coming close to the lows, you're looking for that to go higher. Okay, so that trade, slow moving, wave, but yes, that's the trade you can take over there on the low. Okay, so same on the rest. They are sleeping, sitting at the bottom, went into a sideways market. Okay, so that kind of trade, if you guys remember that, I was showing this to go higher from these lows, right? ADA to go higher. So these are your trades. Okay, so it went up to 0.02 and then went up to 30. So every time when they are coming close to the lows, look for them to hold, all right? Hold the previous bottom and short them by. Okay, and the longer term direction is the bullish. So that's it, guys. Enough for this week. Hopefully you have got the idea what to do. Okay, you're having a big sideways market on currencies or the daily correction. Okay, and stock market is US high tech, US tech giants are just pushing higher, all right, and you're waiting for them to drop and dollar to gain. All right, so thank you. We'll see you back again in another weekly market outlook next week. Until then, bye bye.